They say that in the realm of the dead, where shadows dance and the veil between worlds is thinnest, there are creatures that embody the very essence of death itself. Among them, two canines stand out as the ultimate guard dogs, the ferocious Cerberus and the fearsome Orthrus. Today we delve into their terrifying tales, exploring their origins, powers, and the epic battles that made them legends. Before we dive into the showdown though, let's take a closer look at each of these magnificent beasts. First up, Cerberus, the hellhound of the underworld. This monstrous dog with 3 heads and a snake for a tail was the guardian of the gates to the underworld. His name itself, Cerberus, means son of the dog. In ancient Greek mythology, Cerberus was the offspring of Typhon, the most powerful monster in existence, and Orthrus, a large dog with 50 heads. His lineage was a testament to his fierce nature, marking him as a creature of immense power from birth. But Cerberus wasn't just a mindless beast. He embodied the multifaceted nature of death, a concept that the ancient Greeks viewed as complex and not simply an end. As the god of the underworld, Hades welcomed the souls of the dead into his realm. Cerberus acted as the gatekeeper, ensuring that those who had lived their lives on Earth were allowed passage. However, he was not easily fooled. Cerberus would test those who approached, sometimes allowing them to pass, and other times preventing their entry into the underworld. He was a creature of balance, keeping the scales of justice in check. The hero Heracles, also known as Hercules, encountered Cerberus during one of his famous labors, ordered by King Eurystheus to retrieve the dog as his 6th labor. Heracles descended into the underworld and wrestled with the 3-headed beast. The fight was epic, a testament to both the hero's strength and the dog's ferocity. But Heracles managed to subdue Cerberus, bringing him back to the world of the living as proof of his accomplishment. During this struggle, Cerberus did not bite or scratch Heracles, showcasing a sense of honor and fairness that belied his monstrous appearance. And when the hero released him, Cerberus returned to his post, resuming his eternal duty as the guardian of the underworld. Orthrus, on the other hand, hails from a different branch of the great tree of monsters. In Greek mythology, he was the offspring of the monster Typhon and the dragon Echidna. His tail is intertwined with that of another monster, Geryon, a 3-headed giant whom Orthrus guarded against potential threats. These tales offer a glimpse into the world of monsters and the challenges faced by those who dared to venture into the unknown. According to Hesiod, Orthrus was a massive creature, a dog with 2 heads that breathed flames and terrorized anyone who dared approach. His loyalty to Geryon knew no bounds. Protecting his master's cattle, which had magical properties, Orthrus became a formidable challenge for even the most valiant heroes. One such hero was Heracles, who, in his 8th labor, was tasked with stealing the cattle of the monster. Aware of the danger posed by Orthrus, Heracles devised a clever plan. He lured the 2-headed dog away from his post, tricking him into thinking he was about to be freed from his duty. Once separated from Orthrus, Heracles easily rounded up the cattle and drove them towards the coast where a ship awaited to take them back to the king. With his task complete, Heracles left the 2-headed dog behind, allowing him to return to his master. Now let's get to the main event. Cerberus vs Orthrus. A battle of epic proportions between 2 legendary creatures. It all began when Heracles, renowned for his strength and courage, set out on his 6th labor, ordered by King Eurystheus to bring Cerberus, the fearsome hound of Hades, the god of the underworld, back to the mortal realm. The hero descended into the underworld, a realm of shadows and secrets where the dead found their final resting place. Upon entering the underworld, Heracles was immediately confronted by the formidable Cerberus, the embodiment of death itself. This 3-headed hound with a serpent for a tail let out a deafening roar, shaking the very foundations of the underworld as he charged towards the hero. Cerberus lunged at Heracles, his sharp fangs bared in a terrifying snarl. The hero dodged the attack, narrowly avoiding the hound's razor-sharp teeth. Each head of Cerberus lashed out independently, making him a terrifying opponent whose attacks came from multiple angles. Yet Heracles stood firm, his resolve unwavering. He fought back against a beast, his every move a testament to his skill and strength. The clash between the hero and the hound shook the underworld, the echoes of their battle resounding through the shadowy halls. But Cerberus was more than just a fearsome beast. He was the guardian of the underworld, a creature of balance that kept the souls of the dead from wandering into the world of the living. As the battle raged, Heracles realized that defeating Cerberus would disrupt the natural order, a consequence he could not bear. In a moment of clarity, the hero changed his approach. Instead of trying to overpower the beast, he offered Cerberus a truce. acknowledging his role in maintaining the balance between life and death. The terms were simple. Cerberus would allow Heracles to retrieve the cattle of the monster Geryon without interference in exchange for the hero's promise to return unharmed. The agreement reached, Cerberus watched as Heracles emerged from the underworld, the cattle safely in tow. The hero had accomplished his sixth labor, all thanks to his understanding of the delicate balance between the realms of the living and the dead. As Heracles led the cattle towards the waiting ship, he could hear the faint echo of Cerberus's three-headed bark reverberating through the underworld. The deal was struck, the balance restored. Heracles returned the cattle to Eurystheus, completing his labor, and Cerberus resumed his eternal vigil at the gates of the underworld. Meanwhile, Orthrus remained by Geryon's side, a loyal guardian against the threat of intruders. Geryon, with his three heads and immense size, possessed magical cattle whose milk had healing properties. Recognizing the value of these cattle, Eurystheus ordered Heracles to steal them. But he knew that guarding these beasts was Orthrus, a two-headed dog whose ferocity was matched only by his loyalty to his master. Heracles approached cautiously, aware of the danger posed by Orthrus. With keen eyes, he observed the dog's movements, looking for any sign of weakness or distraction. As he formulated his plan, Heracles knew that brute force would not be enough. He needed strategy and cunning to outwit the formidable guardian. With a determined nod, the hero took his first step towards the cattle, each movement precise and controlled. He bided his time, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike, and then it came. In a moment of distraction, one of Orthrus's heads shifted slightly, giving Heracles the opening he needed. Acting swiftly, the hero let loose an arrow, its trajectory aimed precisely at the spot where the two necks met. The shaft found its mark, striking both heads simultaneously. Orthrus let out a deafening roar, his two heads thrashing wildly as he recoiled in pain. Despite the searing agony, the two-headed dog refused to yield. Fueled by his loyalty to Geryon, Orthrus lunged at Heracles, his sharp fangs bared in a snarl. The hero leaped aside, narrowly avoiding the dog's snapping jaws. The chase was on. Heracles, with his bow in hand, continued firing arrows at the two-headed dog, each shot finding its mark. Orthrus, wounded but relentless, kept coming forward, his determination to protect his master unwavering. As the battle raged, Heracles knew he couldn't defeat the dog without risking injury. His goal was to steal the cattle, not to engage in a pointless fight. The hero's eyes narrowed in determination. He needed a solution that would outsmart rather than overpower. In a stroke of genius, Heracles remembered a story told by an old shepherd about a creature that could control the minds of animals. Seeking help from this mysterious being, the hero presented him with the arrows that had been embedded in Orthrus, hoping they would serve as leverage. The creature examined the arrows, his eyes gleaming with power. He then produced a small vial filled with a swirling mist. With precise movements, he dipped a feather in the mist and marked two new arrows. The plan was set. When Orthrus approached again, Heracles notched one of the enchanted arrows to his bow. As the two-headed dog charged, Heracles released the arrow. It struck Orthrus, piercing his hide and embedding itself deep within his neck. The dog froze, his furious growls subsiding into a confused whimper. The hero loosed the second arrow, hitting the other head. The creature's power over the dog's mind became apparent. Orthrus, once the fierce guardian of Geryon's cattle, now lay subdued, his strength sapped by the mystical mist. With the two-headed dog neutralized, Heracles approached the magical cattle, his heart pounding with anticipation. The moment had come to lead these mystical beasts back to the mortal realm. As he herded the cattle towards the waiting ship, he could feel the presence of Geryon and Orthrus watching from afar. Despite their disappointment, Heracles knew he had outwitted and overpowered two of the most fearsome monsters in the realm. With the cattle secured, the hero returned to the world of the living, leaving behind the mysteries and dangers of the distant island. The successful theft of Geryon's cattle marked another victory in Heracles' legendary career, a testament to his unwavering courage, cunning, and strength. So who would win in a fight? Both Cerberus and Orthrus are incredibly powerful creatures, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Cerberus, with his three heads and immortality, has the advantage of numbers and longevity. On the other hand, Orthrus, the two-headed dog, possesses immense strength and a burning breath that can inflict damage from afar. Ultimately, the outcome of such a battle would depend on various factors, including the environment and the intentions of each creature. It's a close call, but if forced to choose, one might give the edge to Cerberus due to his additional head and supernatural resilience. What do you think? Who do you think would win? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more epic tales and astonishing adventures. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world of mythology.